era.
What it's called?
What, Katie? You don't get points if you can't remember the series name.
Very Hungry Caterpillar, baby.
Yeah.
Let's see the review on that one.
It's probably someone.
What are the 1-star reviews on the Very Hungry
There's
Caterpillar?
someone who put 1 star on the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Who are you?
He
Come on.
wasn't that hungry.
Yes, it was.
That's not how caterpillars eat.
Yes.
Ah!
People actually like my book.
Today, we have had our dystopian shadow dictator arrange book reviews of books that we have read and put on Goodreads. They've created a quiz that we don't know the answers to, we don't know the questions to, and we're going to try to guess what book we are reading about based just off a portion of a review and nothing else.
But first, we need some steaks.
Did you hide those under there just so that you could make that pun?
I did, yeah. They're good steaks too. They're ribeyes.
We do need some steaks.
Yeah.
So the loser of this quiz has to make a short video and post it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok about the topic of whatever the most liked comment on this video is.
Oh, that could be good or bad. Be nice in your comments.
It's up to you. So whatever is the most liked comment 2 weeks after we post this, the loser will have to make a video about it to the world. So yeah, do with that what you will, commenters. Ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, this is so long.
Oh, okay.
This
Wow,
is
yeah.
a unique series. I could instantly describe a few happenings, settings, and character progressions out of each part because everything fits so perfectly together and is described in an ultimate wow style.
Okay,
What does that? Okay, what does that even mean?
I have a few guesses, but I don't know. You know, when you just read a book sometimes and you're just like so sucked into it and it feels so real.
Is this secretly a review you left?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, I promise you I did not leave this review.
The Enemies, my gosh, this is such a fresh setting, and I love how the author got the idea for the whole series as someone told him in a kind of bet or joke or something he should write a novel, including...
I know
Oh,
what
okay.
this is.
Yeah, this was getting in easy.
Yeah.
All right, you want to say it on 3?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Codex
I
Alera.
can't remember what it's called.
What, Katie? You don't get points if you can't remember the series name.
I just blinked so hard. I got nervous. I choked.
Do we
I'm
give her
sorry.
a point for that? No, because now I said, I know you get a half a point.
Okay.
Because you know this.
I do.
I know you know this.
You know, I just got nervous. That was dumb. That was so dumb.
Yeah,
Codex Alera by Jim Butcher. See, I know what I'm about.
half a point for the
Half a
author.
point for the author. Thank you. Anyway, we have this high fantasy world, the coming of age character walking the hero's journey, freaking cool abilities and settings, and the feeling to be in an epic super battle mixture of famous TV and video game series. I feel like that's accurate.
Yeah, I mean, Codex Alera is a good series.
Yeah, it is a
And
good series. It is.
It's fun. And
It's just solid. It is actually the only book that has ever given me nightmares. Because no, seriously, the bad guys are so scary.
They are.
Oh,
They are really freaky.
I do not like those guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Vord will get you, man.
Yeah, they did. They
Okay,
did too.
Codex Alera, that's an easy one because if it weren't for that second paragraph, this would be a lot harder.
Yeah.
But the story of Codex Alera is that Jim Butcher took a kid's joking bad idea that Pokemon meets the Lost Roman Legion, and it's like an iconic story, and
Yeah.
there's nothing else that's secretly a high fantasy Pokemon fighting world.
Yeah, no, not that I'm aware of anyway.
Yeah. Easy. They're
Yep.
breaking us in easy. Okay, yeah,
Series
so
of yeah, that's book 1, so
Yeah.
perfect.
I think that if we name the series, the review was left on just one book, of
Yeah.
course.
This one, like the first, was brutal and deliciously dark. There's a ton of character growth, and the plot only continues to thicken. Some of my favorite characters go through some horrible things, and it made me extremely emotional. The humor was such an added bonus and just freaking fantastic. It's literally what kept me engaged when things were getting serious. ... Really hit his stride with this one. Because there's a spoiler, I see. Well done, Dystopian Overlord. You did a good job. There were quite a few WTF moments and major plot twists, and OMG emoji. That epilogue. Did not see that coming at all. That's it. That's the review.
Okay. So our dystopian shadow dictator put ... so that they didn't put the author's name, but they still did leave in his, so we know this is a male author. The epilogue makes me immediately think Sanderson.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be telling you this because we're competing against each other.
But this is book 2 in a series, right? Because it's referring to the first one.
Well, it's not necessarily book 2, but it is not the first.
I guess that's
because it
true.
says like the first.
Like the first.
But it's probably a book 2.
It's probably a book. I would guess it's a book 2.
Deliciously dark is not something that usually describes Sanderson, though.
No, it's not. Well, and I don't read deliciously dark. I like dark. Maybe this is something off your list because I'm just like really drawing a blank.
I don't read a ton of deliciously dark either.
Well, and I am my first thought was the second Ember in the Ashes one.
Well, that's because you're reading
the Torch
that
Against.
right
I am.
now.
I'm reading it right now, but I don't think it has. I guess it does have an epilogue, but it's not by a male author.
Yeah,
so,
it's not by a male author.
That rules that out.
Deliciously dark.
Deliciously dark. Oh.
I'm gonna say Words of Radiance.
Yeah, you're gonna say Words of Radiance?
Yeah, it's a long shot because that's not deliciously dark, but it's a male author. But there's not really comedy either.
No, there's not.
But I'm trying to think who else has insane epilogues that blow people's minds.
Okay, what if she threw a fast one at us? What if she threw a fast one at us and it's the second Codex book? That would be super dystopian.
Oh, that would be such a
dystopian overlord thing to
mean.
do. That's what I'm doing. I don't remember what it's called. There's Furies.
Academ's Fury, I think.
It is a dark academia kind of thing.
It is. And there's probably an epilogue. That's a fair, I mean, there is.
I'm doing it. That's my guess.
That is definitely darker.
Yes. Yeah.
What else is a dark academia I've read? That has a second book and written by a male author?
Yeah, I was going to say. Because my first thought, again, goes back to Iron Flame. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Rebecca Garros.
They're all female authors.
Yeah. So.
All right, cool. I'm saying Words of Radiance, which is definitely wrong.
And you're saying Academ's Fury, which might be right.
Oh!
Well,
yeah!
Of course I'm not going to guess that one. I'm scared to death of Brent Weeks.
Yeah, no. I should have thought of that. Yeah.
What were you doing?
Night Angel. The Night Angel series.
Yes.
That is okay. Yeah, I said I don't read a lot of deliciously dark things, but yeah, Night Angel's pretty dark.
It's pretty dark.
And he does have some epilogues that'll make you think things.
I'll take your word for it.
Why didn't I think of that? So the challenge here is that while Katie and I have read many of the same books,
yes,
we have not read all of the same books.
No.
So some of these are ones only one of us has read, and you have not read Shadow's Edge.
I have not, and I probably won't, just because I have nothing against dark, but my brain just latches onto stuff and then doesn't let it go. So I mean, if Codex Alera is giving me nightmares, yeah, probably stay away from
Night Angel. Night Angel is much more brutal than Codex Alera.
While respecting the heck out of Brent Weeks, he is a fantastic author.
Good books.
Yeah.
All right, next one. The reason that this book gets only 4 stars from me, despite being incredibly fun, surprisingly emotional, that's how you say it, and a wonderful addition to ... is that I felt like the side characters were not great, and the villain fell a little bit flat for me. Some of the supporting cast was great, ... but there were many more that just didn't connect with and felt like the influx of names and people felt unnecessary. The cast could have been trimmed to just a handful of named characters with the same effect. This could be so many books.
A wonderful addition too. So I feel like this is a world that has already somewhat been realized. So this is like either a second series or like later in the first series. I'm wondering if this is a Stephanie Garber, like Caravel, Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Oh, I haven't read those.
You haven't read those.
So that
yeah.
Do they have a bunch of flat villains and side characters?
Yeah,
Influx
they
of
do.
names?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't honestly say that I would rate any of her books 4 stars. That doesn't mean that they're not good books. They just didn't land personally for me. But that actually is one of the reasons why I struggled with them, is because they just had a whole bunch of side stuff that didn't really get the attention that I wanted it to, both in like the world building and in the character side of things. And yeah, the villains felt a little flat. They just did.
Okay, so what are the books in that series?
So the first one's Caravel, and there's 2 different series in the same world. The first one is the Caravel series. There's Caravel, there's Legendary, and then there's Finale.
Okay, and then
in the second one, there's Once Upon a Broken Heart. I didn't finish it. I bounced off of. I read the first one, then I bounced off the other two. So,
but did you mark them on Goodreads as read?
I marked 2 of them on Goodreads as read. So there's Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then The Ballad of Never After, and A Curse for True Love, and I can't remember which one comes second and third. But yes,
I'm going to say Once Upon a Broken Heart, based on having not seen it and knowing almost nothing about it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take your word that this fits that world.
Okay.
And decide that it's the first one of the second series.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's Legendary.
Watch, it's going to be like the Ranger's Apprentice.
Yeah, probably.
Oh! It's the Sunlit Man.
Man.
So I can see
it.
I had the thought, it says a wonderful addition to, and I wondered if that was going to be the Cosmere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
I thought odds are we're getting a Sanderson in this because we've read enough Sandersons that
our overlord knows that we love Sanderson.
And that's like everyone loves Sanderson. Of course, there's going to be one Sanderson in this. I was not going to guess it would be the Sunlit Man.
No, that surprises me. No, and honestly, like,
fair enough.
It was worth a read. It was absolutely worth a read. I'm glad I read it. I don't regret the time I spent on it, but I probably wouldn't read it again.
Well, and that review makes a good point that it's so very fast. It is thriller pacing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a lot of names happening really quickly.
Yeah. Well, and especially if you have just walked in and you're picking up, I mean, that's not the book I would tell you to pick up if you were new to the Cosmere.
No, no.
Because it just
absolutely
is like,
not.
And you're like, who's this guy? Like, he's referencing all these people that I don't know about, and like, then there's all these people, and what the heck is going on? And then
no, you'd be a horrible person if you said, start the Cosmere with the Sunlit Man.
Don't do that.
That's like being like, you know what you should do if you really want to get into Lord of the Rings? Read the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
Start there.
Great plan.
It's like, no. Give them the Hobbit.
Go wrong. Yes.
Give them the Hobbit to start.
Yeah.
There's going to be someone coming at me in the comments for
that. What is Sanderson's Hobbit even?
I mean, most people say start with Mistborn, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of I guess, Elantris was like the first one he did chronologically.
Yeah. He has a reading order on the Dragonsteel website. That's like his recommended reading order.
I wrecked that, so.
I like Warbreaker.
I love
start with Warbreaker.
Warbreaker's great. Yumi is great. Everyone knows I love Yumi. Way of Kings is awesome. Mistborn's solid. I don't like how dark it is, but that's a personal problem.
It honestly is. All right. So far, we have basically no points. I have 1 and you have a partial one because
3/4.
You're forgetful.
Books like this I call classic. Simple but interesting plot set in a new but recognizable world. Noble knights fighting a dark evil lord, and a boy/main character is growing, maturing, and learning important life lessons. A good read if you're tired of violent and/or long novels. This feels a little Robin Hobbs-ish.
Really? I made a joke about it a second ago, but I'm going Ranger's Apprentice.
I love Ranger's Apprentice. Well, and I have yet to finish a Robin Hobb. I started one, and I need to have more of my brain working. I need my kids to be a little older before I finish it.
Like, I know one.
But I did feel that.
I know that we have both read Ranger's Apprentice.
Yes.
I know I've marked it read on Goodreads. Because I tried to go back and do, like, even from childhood.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't put, like, toddler books on there, but middle school up.
Very Hungry Caterpillar, baby!
Yeah!
Let's see the review on that one.
It's probably someone...
What are the 1-star reviews on the Very Hungry
There's
Caterpillar?
someone who put 1 star on the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Who are you?
He wasn't that hungry.
Yes, he was.
That's not how caterpillars eat.
It's how toddlers eat.
You know that...
It's relatable.
You know there's someone... We'll have to... Oh, maybe that should be the next video is like...
Gosh.
Absurd reviews.
For toddler books?
From children's books.
That would be so funny.
Just like... Oh, that could be fun. And I know that our dystopian shadow dictator has read and loved Ranger's Apprentice.
Yes.
So I'm going to go, not just Ranger's Apprentice, I'm going to say Ranger's Apprentice, Ruins of Gorlon by John Flanagan.
What if I want to make the same guess?
I mean, you're allowed to.
I kind of want to make the same guess.
You won't win because you're a quarter point behind.
No. Okay. There's a lot of this quiz left, all right?
Are we locking in?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay.
I wish I had a button.
Ready, set. Yeah!
Oh, high five me, husband. All right.
That one was nice.
So you're at 2 points, and I'm at 1 3/4.
I enjoyed reading this book. I'm not someone who reads paranormal fiction. If there's a werewolf or vampire in it, I usually walk the other way. But I'm glad I didn't walk away from this book. It had such a unique take on werewolves, and was fascinating in its implications. I also really enjoyed the beautiful sisterhood that Val and Lila shared, as well as its frank examination of issues like trauma and anxiety. I'd recommend it for anyone interested in a fresh take on werewolves and for young readers who need something that tackles tough issues without being too heavy. Have I read this book?
No.
Well,
this is actually my review.
You wrote this?
I wrote this review for a book that I felt this way about. So
that's just cheating.
Yeah. I stand by it.
Have you read it since we've been married?
Yes.
Was it for a friend?
Yes.
This is a friend's book.
This is a friend's book. Well, I mean, yeah, she's...
Oh, I got it. I freaking got it just from that.
Okay.
Okay.
He's so good at this.
Okay, on 3?
Yeah.
3 or 1, 2, 3. Phased by Tori Tekken.
Yes.
Yeah!
Look at that cover too. It's got a super cool cover.
You know what's fun?
It's a good book.
Is our Shadow Dictator doesn't know that we know Tori.
No.
I mean, we know Tori loosely.
Look, very loosely, right. Yeah, like she's a Twitter friend, and I am not very good at Twitter.
We've read her books.
So she's like my only Twitter friend. Thanks, Tori.
Hopefully you see this.
She's a really cool YouTuber, though. Like, in all seriousness, you should go check out her channel and check out her books.
Tori Talks, maybe?
Yeah, Tori Talks, I think. She's got a cool
YouTube channel.
Like,
we'll tag her channel in a description or a card or a comment.
Obviously, we like her because we have now plugged her stuff like 3 times just organically across various different videos of ours. So, I mean...
I was expecting if we were going to get a Tori book on here, I thought it'd be Bloodstones.
I thought it would be too.
You had to give me some hints there. But I think given the fact that you wrote the review...
Yes.
That's a fair handicap.
Yeah, agreed.
These are really long.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect from this book, but I started reading and found myself more excited about a book than I have been in quite a while. This book is a treasure trove of words. She talks about the power of storytelling in business. Her examples and lessons are applicable to almost anyone who is a human who interacts with other humans. So like every human. ... As I read, I found myself jotting down lots of notes to myself. This book was immediately relevant to my work. ... Storytelling is also something I'll be able to use myself as an entrepreneur and business owner. This book is immediately practical. I found myself consistently surprised, but pleasantly so, with the level of detail author went into in each chapter. She spells out exactly what each story is, how and when they're useful, and when they're not, and then she tells you exactly how to craft a story.
So this is clearly nonfiction.
This is nonfiction.
And I think I immediately know what it is.
It's on the tip of my tongue, because remember that I'm not
You have not read this.
Smart.
But I have recommended you read it. If I'm right.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have heard of this book?
I have heard of this book.
You have heard of this
I think
author.
I know what it is. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you need a second to scratch your brain?
It's got like one of those punchy names.
It does. I'll give you a hint because I've read this, you haven't, and this is someone I know loosely.
It's a lady that wrote it.
It is a lady.
I knew that without the review too.
And this is a member of NSA.
Oh, would you look at that?
NSA standing for National Speakers Association, not National Security
Association. Yeah.
Not association.
What?
National Security Advisory? Is that what the other NSA is?
I don't know.
I am a professional speaker. I'm a member of the National Speakers Association.
Yeah.
This is another member, keynote speaker. This is her book. You tell me when you're ready to make a guess.
Okay, let's just do it. It's
you can say
Stories That Stick.
It is Stories That Stick.
I knew that I would pull it out.
You got the title?
Yeah.
Or the person?
She is like
Kendra Hall.
Oh, that's
now. I don't know.
Yeah.
We haven't checked the answer. Let's see if we're actually right.
Yeah. It is. Good job.
I was gonna say if that wasn't Stories That Stick, I don't know what it is.
I have not met Kendra. I've met a lot of your speaker friends. I have not yet met Kendra. So.
I haven't met Kendra in person.
Oh, okay. All right.
We've exchanged comments like once, but
that's pretty cool.
She is very cool.
She is very cool.
If you're interested in books and how our brains deal with stories, it's a business context, but Stories That Stick is awesome.
The principles are applicable.
The author takes that story, which means we've already taken something out, that story, and modernizes it with amazing characters that you really get to know and enjoy from the get-go. The book is also a romance that has your heart fluttering the whole time as the two characters fall in love with each other, even though they are trying not to. okay, like every romance
Every
subplot.
romance, yeah, because
It
there's got to
is-
be conflict in there.
It is the perfect spooky season read. Wait. It has so much depth to the characters and gives you this ghost mystery that has you flipping through the pages as fast as you can so you can understand what is happening. It gives such a unique outlook on the original ghost story, with little excerpts that give you a brief insight what's happening with the ghost, but only just enough to keep you guessing. It's such a good book and definitely worth reading. Okay, we both know
we
this
know what this
one.
one is.
This is a gimme.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Silver Skin by you.
I wrote that one. Look at that good review.
Yeah.
That's a good review. I like reading nice reviews. I try to just not read reviews because I think that is the reader space generally.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes I do because like I want to know what I can do better as an author. But sometimes it's just really nice to just read one that is just glowing. So thank you.
But that one was at the beginning. That was like right after you published Silver Skin,
was.
when we read every review and we're like,
yes.
ah!
People actually like my book.
Yeah. So I remember reading that one and talking about it with you.
Yeah. So how many points did we end up with?
The same amount, but you lost by a quarter of a point because you couldn't remember
Codex Alera.
Codex
I'll never
Alera's
forget
name.
now.
I think we got like 4 out of 7, right?
Yeah.
That's not awful.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But this was also easy mode because this is the first time, and so our Shadow Dictator was doing some gimmies, like your own book, a review
that I
wrote.
Yeah.
Getting
which is
a
really
Sanderson,
sweet.
which is easy.
It's a really, really sweet thing for a Shadow Dictator to do. Like, really.
It is. We have a great
she's a gem.
dystopian Shadow Dictator. So, now Katie, 2 weeks from now, has to record a short video and post it on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram about whatever the most liked comment on this video is. So, go write something just freaking nuts. I think we need to do this again and update our Goodreads even more and make it harder.
I'm putting the Very Hungry Caterpillar on there. But we do.
We do have
Still have
space.
steak.
And honestly, we did better than I thought I would.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to choose between, we had, 250 books that were
Probably
potential
between
options.
us, yeah.
Granted, she picked some of the easier ones.
Yeah, she was really kind.
Go check out Silver Skin.
It's good.
Mostly subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments. We're just some poor little podunk hooligans.
Yeah.
And we don't get around to making videos very often, but we're going to try to do better if people actually watch them.
Yes.
So thanks for coming, hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time.